Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 143 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng and Savage Rong Jun both walked out of the scale-armored giant's room together. Luo Feng. Rong Jun shouted. Luo Feng stood there and turned around. Rong Jun's tiger-like eyes were gleaming, saying softly, "Your improvement has earned my respect. I hope to meet you in the arena and once again defeat you. Defeat me." Luo Feng's lips curled into a smile. "I'll be waiting." Rong Jun turned to leave after. Luo Feng watched his back as he left. This Rong Jun seemed to be in disagreement with the scale-armored giant's conclusion. He seems to have a guarantee of defeating me or something. Luo Feng didn't have any other feelings, only anticipation, one of which against a very powerful opponent, the stronger he was, the more it would shape and improve him. That day, over 1 million eliminated geniuses were all teleported away. The entire skyscraper 0825 had only 6 people left, the undying leader and the 5 youths. Daybreak of the second day. Including Luo Feng and Rong Jun, 7,300 geniuses had gathered in the center plaza. Suddenly a formless energy engulfed the entire plaza, causing the 7,300 human geniuses to uncontrollably submit. They all looked up and in mid-air, a familiar silhouette appeared. He, dressed in a seemingly normal but actually infused with mysterious energy green armor, he had purple scales on his head, his face carrying a smile. However, no one dared to actually match his gaze as he looked about. "Sir Knight." The 1008 Undyings all said in unison and bowed respectfully. This caused the 7,300 geniuses to be shocked. The training space stage has ended. First, I'd like to congratulate the ranks 1 to 100 participants. You've all gained the right to enter the core of the Virtual Universe Company. Right now, anyone who's unwilling can speak out. Our Virtual Universe Company will never force anyone. The green-armored purple-scaled man's voice was light, resounding in their ears and minds. Silence. No one made a sound. Good. The man nodded satisfied. Ranks 101 to 7,300. These 7,200 geniuses, according to your training space performance, the Virtual Universe Company has already automatically arranged your arena duels. Continuous 3 victories will earn you a slot. Any losers will be eliminated. 7,200 people in 1v1 battles, eliminating half every battle. With 3 consecutive victories, only 900 would remain. The moment the words left his mouth, a large portion of the geniuses below were suspicious. Consecutive 3 victories to get a slot. If 2 strong warriors met, wouldn't that eliminated one? Luo Feng thought. The same situation had happened in the Ganwu Universe country selection. He and Rong Jun had met. Luo Feng thought, this was probably what many of the geniuses were thinking. The Virtual Universe Company's system arrangement is definitely the best, no need to worry. The green-armored purple-scaled man said, right now, 7,200 participants will begin their arena duels. Rumble. The plaza slight shook. The 7,200 geniuses participating were suddenly teleported away, with only the 100 remaining. Luo Feng looked around. With only 100 youths left, the plaza seemed empty. Within, the white-robed blood-blade death god Bolan, the Manca prince filled with battle spirit, the genius siblings from the AOGU Psi planet, almost like a meat mountain at 6M tall strong-looking man with a blood axe on his back, the dream shell youth, a huge youth with a face full of fur like a bear, the seductive black thread young lady with 4 arms, the shy and bashful youth. 100 people. They were all the top 100 in the training space stage, absolute geniuses set to enter the core of the Virtual Universe Company. These 100 all took note of the people around them, understanding that they would all become competitors. There are seats there, you can all go watch the broadcast. The green-armored purple-scaled man pointed in the distance. Immediately 100 large chairs and several tables appeared in the corner of the plaza. On the tables were drinks and food, and the green-armored man himself sat with the 1008 Undyings at another spot. Death god Bolan, Luo Feng and the remaining 100 all sat, and Luo Feng and Rong Jun sat close together. No matter what, they were from the same universe country. Naturally they felt closer. What's more, the two felt good about each other. Look. 3,600 screens, it's about to begin. Howling God Clan Hypnotist July 11, on that screen. Some absolute geniuses who were well informed spoke. Indeed, 3,600 large screens appeared in the center of the plaza, everyone displaying a different battle that was about to begin. Very quickly. On the 3,600 screens, The battles began almost simultaneously. The battle for the remaining 900 slots had begun. The victors progressed while the losers were eliminated. Everything was very cruel. A youth knelt on the floor of the screen, with a hole on his forehead, his gaze dazzled, his lips moving. One could make out what he said: "I can't accept this. Absolute geniuses falling one by one." 5 minutes had yet to pass, and 3,600 had already been eliminated. They couldn't accept this. Naturally, the eliminated people were unhappy. They had already reached this level, just a little more. Being in the universe country compared to the core of the virtual universe company were two completely different things. The 5 great leviathans were the true pinnacles of the humans of the universe. These absolute geniuses all considered themselves powerful. Only the pinnacle of the universe was worthy of themselves. If they wanted to enter, they'd want to enter the best. After half an hour, the second round began. 3,600 geniuses, once again half fell, the remaining half proceeded. Another half an hour later, after resting and preparing, the third round began. These 1,800 absolute geniuses all wished with great anticipation. They were only one step away from victory. However, there was only 1 out of 2 on every arena duel that could enter the virtual universe core. The other half were all eliminated. Luo Feng and Rong Jun focused on tens of screens at a time. To these absolute geniuses with powerful willpower and consciousness, multitasking was very easy, and the present 100 geniuses were all watching many screens at a time. However, they all focused on one together. The Howling God Clan Hypnotist Jiao Laishi's broadcast. He won. He still won the same way. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Jiao Laishi's 3 matches, the first and second battle, he didn't even move and just stood there. The opponent immediately crumbled. And in the third match, his opponent managed to barely withstand the first soul attack. However, he still fell after the second. 3 consecutive victories. Hypnotist Jiao Lai 11 acquired 1 slot. This hypnotist is terrifying. Savage said softly. Luo Feng stared at the screen. Normal soul attacks are usually not too scary. However, if mixed with hypnotism, that's terrifying. The hypnotism can make one unconsciously enter into a fantasy land, oblivious to the fact itself. This sort of terrifying hypnotism is a fighter's natural enemy. Savage Rong Jun nodded. Like Luo Feng studying the soul imprint and void pagoda, these 2 great techniques, his control of spirit energy had already reached an extremely high level. His defense was very strong too. He still had some confidence of defending against Hypnotist Jiao Lai 11. However, the fighters, many had powerful willpowers and states. Maybe against spirit attacks they could withstand it. However, against hypnotism, many fighters wouldn't receive it too well. Hypnotist Jiao Lai 11 against automaton puppets, metal life forms, Mosha clans, etc., beings without a soul, his hypnotism had no effect. However, against others with souls, his power was huge. 900 silhouettes suddenly appeared in the plaza. These 900 absolute geniuses mostly had excited expressions, right? They had passed the 3 rounds of elimination. Among the 7,200, these final 900 had made it. However, amongst this group of geniuses, some still had no expressions. Just like the tall and skinny man covered in a black robe, no wonder the group of Undyings concluded that Hypnotist Jiao Lai 11 has the strength to make it to the top 10. Luo Feng and the others of the 100 stood up, walking over to gather, his gaze fixed on the black-robed tall and skinny man. The black-robed tall and skinny man suddenly looked over at Luo Feng. The peculiar gaze seemed to bring with it some sort of formless suggestion. However, Luo Feng's willpower was extremely strong, not getting affected at all, his cold eyes staring back, almost as though a golden horned beast was eyeing its opponent. The 2 regarded by the Undyings as top 10 material. At this time, they couldn't wish any more to get matched up against each other. The 1,000 geniuses gathered together, many regarded as top 10, top 20, or regarded themselves as absolute geniuses, all looking at each other. Congratulations to you all, a floating dreamy voice entered the 1,000 minds. All of them realized the green-armored purple-scaled man had appeared before them. You all are this genius competition's most elite 1,000 of the human race, 1,008 universe countries. Our virtual universe company will nurture you to the best of our ability. If anyone wishes to not enter the virtual universe company, you can speak now. Silence. No one made a sound. Very good. However, you should understand that there will always be competition within the universe. Where there's competition, you 1000 cannot expect to all receive the same amount of nurture and resources. Even our virtual universe company doesn't dare waste such valuable resources. The green armored purple scaled man smiled. I'll announce this: of the 1,000 of you, ranks 101 to 1,000, you can receive 10 mixed elements in cash. You can enter the beginning universe to study. You can enter the core of the virtual universe company's last phase secret area. Ranks 11, 100, you are awarded 100 mixed elements in cash. You can enter the beginning universe to study and enter the core of the virtual universe company's heaven and land secret area. Ranks 3 to 10, you are awarded 1,000 mixed elements in cash. You can enter the beginning universe to study and enter the core of the virtual universe company's absolute beginning secret area. Ranks 1 and 2, you are awarded 10,000 mixed elements in cash. You can enter the beginning universe to study and enter the core of the virtual universe company's primal secret area. Under normal circumstances, the primal secret area only accepts one genius every competition. However, this batch's level is more outstanding, hence the virtual universe company's upper echelons have discussed and given your batch 2 slots to enter the primal secret area. Silence. The 1,000 absolute geniuses were curious. Last phase, heaven and land, absolute beginning and primal secret areas. Just what was behind these 4 places? However, just from the names everyone could tell, very obviously, the primal secret area was the best of the group. You 1,000, there are still the strong and the weak. The rewards naturally will be different. From tomorrow the duels will begin, selecting the final victor. The green armored purple scaled man's voice was dreamy and distant, resounding in everyone's minds. The rules for the battle have already been sent to every one of you. Get a good rest today. Rumble. The green armored purple scaled man immediately vanished after he finished. At this time the 1008 Undyings began their discussions. Primal secret area, they are absorbing 2 this time. I initially thought the slot of that primal secret area will definitely belong to that Bolan punk. I never expected to have an extra slot. The virtual universe company, it's rare for them to be so generous. During the time the Undyings were discussing, Luone and the rest of the 1,000 all lowered their heads to look at the screens on their wrists. On it displayed the duel rules they had received. Luone creased his eyebrows as he looked. The rules are as follows: the 3-round duels that just ended, of which the 900 that made it through and received the 900 slots, they will be judged according to their performance in these 3 rounds. The virtual universe company system will choose from these the most outstanding 100. They are Jiolai 11, Ka Peng Te, Losha, Leisha, Wu Ti Wei Saiku. These 100 will engage in duels with the initial 100 from the training space. A total of 200 people engaged in 1v1 battles. The victorious 100 people have the right to enter the heaven and land secret area. As for the other 900, they will all enter the last phase secret area. Amongst the victorious 100, according to the judgment of the virtual universe system, they'll pick out the most outstanding 20 and allow these 20 to battle 1v1, deciding the final 10. The top 10 have the right to enter the absolute beginning secret area. The first and second of the top 10 will also be chosen from there to enter the primal secret area. The attachment below has specific details of the battles. This rule, sure, is dogmatic. Luone thought they actually let the virtual universe system pick 100 out of the 900 to battle with the current top 100. Looks like the virtual universe company has absolute trust and confidence in their system. Anyway, the problem doesn't affect me. I have the right to battle. How can it be this way? They don't even give us the right to duel. That's too much. This is overconfidence in the virtual universe system. In the plaza, the other absolute geniuses erupted in rage. The rules of this round meant that 800 of the final 1,000 were immediately out of the game, not even giving them the chance to display their strengths. Naturally, many of the geniuses were extremely unhappy and dissatisfied. Virtual universe company. A sharp voice roared fiercely. Luone even felt some discomfort in his ears, turning to look. Amongst the group, a 5-meter tall, skinny-bodied, with a vertical eye in the middle of his forehead, this youth's expression was pained. There was madness in his 3 eyes, raging and shouting, I have a 100% guarantee of entering the top 100, even the top 20. How can you immediately rely on the virtual universe system and just toss me aside? I won't accept this. I won't accept this. Unfair. It's unfair. Beside, others begin to shout out, this way is unfair. Actually fighting, whoever loses gets eliminated. That's the fair way, otherwise we won't accept this. Immediately about 10 youths from different universe countries began to shout out. Luo Feng, Rong Jun, and the others on the 200 name list remained calm. The other 800 however were raging madly with the three-eyed youth. The rest of them were extremely unhappy. Shut up, what are you doing, all shut up. The distant 1008 undyings, many of them raged, simultaneously that strong consciousness and pressure extended over, immediately pressuring the 800 youths, causing all of them to go pale, all shivering, their legs trembling. Finally some couldn't take it and knelt down, and later they all knelt down, unable to withstand the pressure. 800 youths kneeling down. Rumble, 1008 undyings, all of them appeared before the geniuses, looking over them. I won't accept this. I won't accept this. Amongst the kneeling group, that three-eyed youth slammed his fists on the ground, his muscles twitching like an earthworm, forcing his head up and roaring, "Idiot!" From the 1008 undyings, the scale-armored giant looked coldly at the three-eyed youth. At this time, a dreamy distant voice resounded, "If one doesn't accept or doubts the rules of the virtual universe system, one can choose not to join our virtual universe company. Our virtual universe company will never force anyone to join." The voice resounded throughout the entire land and skies, making the expressions of the kneeling 800 geniuses change. That's too brutal. Standing beside Luo Feng, Savage Rong Jun, Death God Bolan, and the other 200 were all shocked. He actually replied like that. Luo Feng was shocked. The 800 geniuses didn't dare to believe. The three-eyed youth too had an expression of disbelief. Right, they were all true absolute geniuses. In their universe countries, they were number ones. Always sitting high on a pedestal, even the universe country leaders heavily respected him, his opinion respected by many undyings. From that youth's point of view, this rule was simply overbearing. His request should be able to be met. However, the answer of the virtual universe company was that simple: if you don't agree, just leave. No one is forcing you to join. That's simple, really stupid. Among the 1008 undyings, a long black-haired undying, looking at the kneeling 800 people, saying coldly, "The virtual universe company's upper echelon made the rules and decisions. Do you think you little punks can actually change it? You are really ahead of yourselves. If it was that Death God Bolan punk that raised an opinion, maybe it might get noticed. But that's only because he was long regarded as the one to enter the Primal secret area, a member of the Primal secret area." An old man in a white robe covered in silver scales looked at the three-eyed youth. "As for you, only the outer layer of the core. How can you dare to reject, little punks? Remember, you may be the most elite geniuses of your universe countries. However, in the virtual universe company, they organize a star-level genius competition every 10,000 years, and a universe-level genius competition. Within the virtual universe company, there are countless geniuses. The strong are numerous as the wind. You all should just stay low profile. It fits you better. Going against the decision of the upper echelon is a big mistake." 1008 undyings. They were all very clear that these were all extremely talented geniuses. However, geniuses normally had pride, temperament issues. And the path to the pinnacle of strength was extremely long and tedious. If one always kept this sort of pride, it was very easy to fall, hence fiercely knocking them back down was a good thing. Within the large hall of skyscraper 0825, Luo Feng and Rong Jun sat in chairs. As for the other three, they were all eliminated in the 3-round duels before. I was still a little proud, however, that scene before. I understand now, in the eyes of the virtual universe company, we are only some seedlings they are absorbing. Luo Feng shook his head. The virtual universe company itself has accumulated many geniuses. The position is not the same. Naturally, our words and opinions matter at different levels too. Savage said softly, "The 4 secret areas are the virtual universe's way of distinction between their members. Didn't you hear what that undying said before? Maybe only Death God Bolan's opinion would get some recognition." Luo Feng nodded. "Primal secret area. The name list is extremely short." Savage said, "The virtual universe company, such a huge power. The number of sector lords in the Primal secret area, I heard there's only 100. 100? Luo Feng was greatly shocked. Sector lords had long lifespans. Even in the Gunwu universe country, the sector lords exceeded 1,000,000. And the 100 to 1,000 times stronger and bigger virtual universe company, just how many sector lords did they have? And the number of sector lords that entered the Primal secret area was only a total of 100, so, you should understand just how special this Primal secret area absorbing 2 members is. Savage spoke, the Primal secret area, as the core of the virtual universe company's internal level, like Death God Bolan, even though he's only a star level or later a universe level, his position is still extremely high. Even your Emperor of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire cannot match up to him. Luone was stunned. The position of a Primal secret area member was higher than the Emperor of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire? Right? The sector lords in the virtual universe company's Primal secret area was only a 100. One could easily see how special being a member was. Being higher than the Emperor of a star field wasn't strange. Also, I heard, the members have special bodyguards. Savage spoke, the leader of the guards is an Undying, and within the guards there are 10 sector lords and a 100 domain lords. No matter how calm Luone was, he couldn't help but stare wide-eyed. Damn, is it really true? Luone couldn't help but lose his composure. Members of the Primal secret area having guards wasn't strange, however the leader of the guards was actually an Undying. This was too terrifying. Don't be surprised, the Virtual Universe Company, as one of the 5 great Leviathans, even Undyings, in the Virtual Universe Company, many are mostly only in the absolute beginning secret area. Just from their position, they are much lower. Savage spoke, you should understand just how valuable and high the position of being a member of the Primal secret area is. Any one of them are extremely important elites in the company. Just the resources spent on them, if changed to cash, are incredibly unbelievable amounts. Luone was completely stunned. When Luone returned to his room, he was still disturbed. It took a while for him to calm down. That savage Rongjun, how does he know so much? Luone thought, he actually knows quite a bit about the 4 secret areas of the Virtual Universe Company. Looks like his background isn't that simple. The 2 from the Ganwu universe that made it to the top 1000, Luone and Rongjun, came from their own star fields. While they seemed to not have any background at all, in truth, Luone inherited the Yunmo planet teachings and is also a golden horned beast. And savage Rongjun, his true identity and background, was obviously not that simple either. On Earth, Yangju City Westlake Courtyard, within the castle. Sitting in the tea room, pouring a glass of tea and taking a sip, his consciousness was communicating with Barbata. Barbata, just what's up with the 4 secret areas of the Virtual Universe Company? Luone told Barbata everything he had just heard from Rongjun, telling him the rules for the duel too, also about what happened in the plaza. That group of idiots, they actually dared doubt the Virtual Universe Company system. My God, their brains must be flooded with water. The Virtual Universe system is a transcendental existence that can emulate the origin laws. Barbata exclaimed. Oh, Luone realized. Barbata obviously stood on the Virtual Universe system side. That savage Rongjun said the right thing. The Primal secret area members have extremely high positions. Barbata said, to the Virtual Universe Company, to be able to enter the Primal secret area, these are the extremely rare geniuses of the entire universe, hence they are willing to spend huge amounts of treasure and wealth to nurture them. How much? Is it as much as my teacher's wealth? Luone asked. Luone, you have to understand one thing. Barbata said seriously, your teacher was indeed a very powerful Undying, even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had to lower its head in front of him. However, your teacher, compared to the Ganwu Universe country, was a completely different level. Luone nodded. Ganwu Universe country leader, that was an ancient being that had lived for trillions of years, creating and opening an entire universe country. The leader of the Ganwu Universe country has to show respect to the Virtual Universe Company. Barbata said, 1008 universe countries, who dare offend the Virtual Universe country? That's the true huge power. Such a huge powerful existence, nurturing geniuses in the Primal secret area. They have very strict plans, numbers extremely small and pitiful, the wealth that they actually spend. Do you think your teacher's wealth can compare to that? Luone was silent. Your vision must be broader. Look further, don't limit yourself to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire or the universe countries, but look to the entire universe. Actually, I've known, since the day you possessed the Golden Horned Beast successfully, your path would be even further and brighter than the path of your teachers. Barbata said, of course, from what I know, getting into the Primal secret area isn't the end of it, but comes with a lot of competition. The weak will be kicked out, and those in the absolute beginning secret area, the absolute geniuses within might rise up to the primal secret area. Hence, to enjoy the most pinnacle of resources, you have to constantly work hard. Because in the future, there will be a large amount of absolute geniuses eyeing your position. The moment you relax, others might catch up. Luo Feng could feel hot blood rush through his veins. Anticipation. Yes, that was the life he wanted, the strong rise while the weak fall, just that simple. Barbata, I don't understand too well now, the primal area members, just the star levels, they are able to get guards, and the leader of the guards is an undying. Luo Feng said, no matter how it is, that's an undying, great undying, yes, undying are great. Barbata said, however a primal area member is also a great being itself. Luo Feng, I'll explain it to you this way. Barbata said, what determines the level of position isn't just strength alone, it depends on many factors. Like the virtual universe company's business division, some of the business geniuses or investors, their strength may be very low, however they still enjoy an extremely high position, just like the investor genius in the universe First Bank, Fei Te, he invests with unbelievable amounts of wealth, even though his strength may be weak, but he still has undyings to take care and protect him. Luo Feng was shocked, same logic, just like that death god Bolan, right? He's very weak now. But you have to understand, he's an absolute genius, the pinnacle of the human race in 1 trillion years. One only appears every 1 trillion years or so. And 1 trillion years is akin to a sector lord's lifespan, 1008 universe countries, every universe country has over 1 million sector lords. You calculate, how many sector lords are produced by the entire human race over 1 trillion years. Luo Feng held his breath, that death god Bolan, in terms of value, position, one can only imagine, everyone who enters the primal secret area are all the most important elites of the virtual universe company. That's their root. Barbata exclaimed, comprehension of the origin laws is easiest during the sector lord stage. And during the difficult star level stage, the death god Bolan already has such a level of comprehension of the space law. Think about it, how high will his achievements be in the future? No doubt about it, as long as he doesn't die, in space origin law itself, he will definitely exceed your teacher. As long as he becomes an undying, he'll be the pinnacle being even amongst the others, almost invincible. Barbata exclaimed, and the space origin law, as one of the 2 hardest origin laws, if he can become an undying, that would be terrifying. You have to remember, even amongst undyings, the differences are huge, hence that time Sector Lord had such ambition. However he didn't succeed, if he did, and became an undying. His strength would be close to your teacher. Of course, the virtual universe company core is separated into 4 secret areas. From high to low, primal, absolute beginning, heaven and land, beginning phase. Many undyings are in the absolute beginning secret area. Don't bite off more than you can chew. If you can enter the absolute beginning secret area, that would be considered a success already. What's more, your most important task right now is to settle your first opponent Wu Ti Wei Sai Ku. Luo Feng lifted his teacup and drank it all. Wu Ti Wei Sai Ku, that was his opponent tomorrow. Daybreak of the second day. Plaza, the 1,000 geniuses gathered. Luo Feng was mixed in the crowd, looking at the distant tall 3-eyed youth. Those 3 eyes were gloomy. Obviously the blow he suffered yesterday was huge. Sir Knight. The distant 1008 undying bowed respectfully, in mid-air far away. The green-armored purple-scaled man nodded, then turned to look at the 1,000 youths, speaking, today is a good day. We will, in one day, pick the top 100, top 10, and first and second from the 1,000 of you. Are you all ready? Then the battle will begin now. The green-armored purple-scaled man surveyed the crowd, with a wave of his hand. 100 huge arenas appeared above the plaza. At the side of each arena, a black net covered and surrounded them. Simultaneously, Rong Jun, Jiolai 11 etc. and the 200 youths were transported into the arenas. Every arena had 2 people. Immediately the undyings, along with the participants that didn't qualify, all turned to watch Death God Bolan's battle. In one of the arenas, was Luo Feng and Wu Ti Wei Sai Ku. The silver-white arena had an area of 10 square kilometers. The black net covered the entire arena. Madman Luo Feng, from the Gunwu Universe country Black Dragon Mountain Empire, rank in the training space 3, displaying madness with extreme calm, hence the name. A skinny youth with completely black lips stared at the distant Luo Feng coldly. shouting, "My rank in the training space was 113, I will let you know that the training space didn't stand for anything, cut the crap." Carrying the dark golden long rod on his back, Luone stood on the dark cloud shuttle and floated in the distant air shouting back, "Very well." The skinny youth smiled, "I'll settle you and I'll be able to enter the heaven and land secret area. Then I'll settle another and I'll enter the absolute beginning area." A gust of wind blew, the skinny youth became a gust of wind and headed towards Luone, seemingly slow but actually extremely fast. Luone stood on the dark cloud shuttle and surveyed his opponent from mid-air, details of his opponent flashing in his mind. Uti Wei Saiku, nicknamed Gale, uses a level 5 genetic energy weapon Void Shadow Blade. During battle his blade moves extremely quick, mixed in the mad winds, extremely fierce and swift, hard to block, go and die. The skinny youth's eyes gleamed. The originally wind-like skinny youth suddenly increased his speed. Simultaneously the void shadow blade in his hand became a fierce engulfing gale. Endless blades gathered together to form a mad wind that engulfed everything. This mad wind blade dance surrounded even Luone, allowing him no space to dodge. Luone snorted. Standing on the dark cloud shuttle and suddenly becoming a mysterious trace, in that seemingly overwhelming blade wind dance, he found an opening to slip through, leaving 9 images behind, causing the skinny youth's expression to change. He can even escape this. The information on the 9 threads is indeed terrifying. In the time Luone took to dodge the attacks, the dark golden long rod on his back shot out 5 golden lights, forming 5 golden blades in mid-air. Go. Luone stared coldly at his opponent, as though he was staring at a dead person. With the golden energy flow wrapped around it, the 5 golden lights became like 5 golden dragons roaring towards the center of the blade wind dance. The skinny youth, go and die. The skinny youth's expression struggled, his eyes filled with a sense of longing. He waved his hand and shot out a white light. The white light immediately pierced through a 100 m of distance, almost reaching Luone. It was even faster than the golden rainbows. Luone's expression changed, quickly relying on the dark cloud shuttle's fast speed to dodge and simultaneously unleashing 16 shields. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.